Hello again, this is Josh Beiser from GameWisdom.com, and for this video, it's going to be a little different than some of my other videos I've put up. I'm going to be spotlighting the game 12 Labors of Hercules 2, but there's an alternative reason why. There's a really good example of mechanic design here that I want to discuss more, and that has to do with how the game sets up its achievements. And I think it uses something that I really like that I don't see a lot of games use these days, which we'll be talking about in a few minutes into this video. Let me just make sure everything is looking good here. Alright, 1 second. I'm just making sure that the feed is going well. I've been having some internet issues lately. Let's see. Alright, while that's being checked, let's get to the game. This is a time management game. It's like a very basic style. I'm not sure I would call it strategy or puzzle in a sense. 1 second. There we go. I wouldn't call it puzzle or strategy in the sense that you are really being tasked to perform a complicated task. Instead, it's more about trying to perform a certain number of goals within the allotted time. And the trick is basically understanding how things work and figuring out the best ways to cut as much time as you can off of repetitive tasks. So we're going to get started here. Now, this is the game's main screen as well as the form of progression. And I want you guys to look at this. You don't have to worry about this little advertisement, it's part of the patch. But keep an eye on the screen, because I'm going to come back to this in a few minutes regarding what this game does so well with achievement design. And I'll ask you then if you can figure that out. But we'll look at the screen for a few seconds. See if you guys can figure out what I'm talking about. But we'll go with the first level just to give you guys the basics of this game. So you're using these little followers to perform whatever level objective is up there. They collect resources which they can use to perform certain tasks. Different tasks require different resources. As you can see here, you need to collect the food in order to have enough energy to clear the block road, which gives you enough wood along with these supplies to build a small farm. Just straight up clicking here, nothing too complicated. The farm is going to produce us enough food so that we can then move this rock. And that counts as the task. Level over. Not that complicated game, really. Yeah, did that. So the game grades you on how quickly you complete the level, as you can see with gold time. But then there's also the developer record, which you can attempt. This is the score that the game developers actually put in, and that is just very hard. I haven't been able to do one of those yet. But let's move on to some of the later levels, so we can show off a little bit more of the thinking involved. Alright, see, things are a little bit different here. For this level, our goal is to collect 90 gold. As you can see, we have a bunch of supplies, but no food. So it looks like we're going to have to, let's see, are there any farms? We'll have to make use of the farms in order to supply us with the food we need in order to get these boulders up. We need to produce these mines. So let's get going. First things first, we need to get up to this farm. Down here, this little bar basically fills up and lets you perform special powers when it hits certain thresholds. Alright, so we want to get these going here, because these will keep producing resources for us as every time the little circle fills up. Come on, get that. If we don't pick it up in time, these little goblins are going to steal it from us. Alright, so we need to get up here. We're going to clear this pit out. Need this food. So the challenge is we need to start producing gold, which is what we need to complete the objective, but we also need food in order to get to where these gold mines are. Okay, so we gotta keep moving. If I upgrade the small home, it'll let us get a third servant, which we can send out. I can also use my power to just spawn one for a few seconds. Now I can use the gold however I like, it's just I have to collect it in order for the objective to be considered complete. So this one is the sequel. They're both on Steam, I think under a mega discount right now at the time of this recording. And it's a simple game. It's not supposed to be a super expensive game or anything super complicated like that, but it's a good time killer. And we'll talk about what it does so interesting in a few minutes. Okay, so I really want to upgrade this home now, because I want to get that third servant. Just so I can keep moving around and doing stuff that way. I need 3 more resources, or supplies. Okay, this boulder means it can be used by Hercules, that's this guy down here. Okay, so I'll build the home. Now they have made things a little easier in terms of getting gold time on these levels compared to the first game. But the challenge now is, of course, getting the developer record complete. Alright, with that resource, with this little boon here, I now get more resources per anything that I pick up while the time is going. Which is why I'm trying to get everyone to get as much resources as I can before that runs out. Upgrade that mine. So this game does have a lot more clicking compared to the first game. Okay. We gotta start getting more gold. These guys are being a very pain in the ass. They're trying to steal all my good stuff. But I need to get the gold. That's what this objective is all about, so I gotta make sure I get to it before they do. Food is pretty much secondary, except for getting these resources, and then after that I just need to concentrate on the gold. Alright, so we're doing alright. We're going to show off another level, because this is definitely more of a specialty level due to the objective here. So it's not really a true representation of the normal play. Alright, so that's done. Yep, you stole my gold. Yep, gotta click that. This game was originally, I think it was a browser or mobile game before getting to Steam itself. Alright, we'll use the boon here to get some free extra gold. Alright, so there's no more resources, at least on the map, so I'm going to have to use the mines now to collect the rest of the gold that I need. Alright, so we just need to worry about wood and gold now. Wood to upgrade the mines, and then the gold to complete the level. Food, I don't really need to worry about that much. Okay, keep going. That mine's getting upgraded, so that's at its full rank. Okay, we're doing alright. I don't think we're going to get the developer time, but we should be able to get the gold time. Especially now that things are upgraded. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a puzzle piece hidden every level as another little thing to go after. I should probably have been looking around for that while I've been talking. Let's see, where... oh, there it is, right there. You can tell because it has a little H on it for Hercules. Alright, this next one should guess enough. Yep, this will do it. Done. Alright, so we got the gold time. But I cannot get the developer record. Okay. Level was complete. So we'll do another level just to show off what it is. Let's see. So we'll make sure everything is working right with the stream. We still doing it? Yeah. Okay. So this one gives us the feature if we can spend the resources on this obelisk, it will speed up our servant instead of having to use a global power. So this one is a little bit more like a regular level. I need to decide what path to pursue first and in what order to spend my resources. Usually getting these resource producers up quick is the way to go, since they're going to constantly be going. So the earlier you get them, the earlier they'll be able to provide more for you. Okay. Alright, that's done. We'll get some extra food there. Bridge is done. We'll do the more resource buff to get some more resources quicker. This will let us expand a lot earlier. Okay. And here's a servant that's being held hostage. We can rescue him. And this will give us another one to work with. Good. Actually, let's start building. We don't need the gold just yet. It's more important to spend these resources making more progress. There's that Hercules obelisk. We need to work on that. And I'm still looking around for that H. Where are you? Okay, there's another farm. Okay, I need 4 gold in order to get that. So now I can use the resource here to sort of enhance what I'm picking up. Do it again. So at this point, I'm not too worried about building because I just want to get as much resources as I can while that buff is going. There we go. Have enough gold for that. So now my guys are going to move extra fast. I just got an achievement too, which is perfect for this video. And you'll find out why after this level. I think we'll go into our little explanation after that. Okay. Definitely need to upgrade this workshop because I need more resources or more supplies. Gold was always going to be helpful. Okay, that should give me enough for the upgrade, hopefully. Good. Okay, we need to start working up there. Actually, we need to get up here, too. You can see there's not a lot of resources on the map, so I'm forced to rely on this workshop in order to supply all my supply resource. And you can't exchange resources for something else. So when you have a surplus of food, it doesn't really mean anything right now. Okay, so I really need to get that to level 3. This should do it. Good. The food and the gold are going to be coming in handy once we start working on these landslides. Okay, that's done. We'll start working up there. I can spend my food to get more gold. We still need to find that H too. Okay, there's a timpani. It's a drum, I suppose. That's for the objective. Start that bridge. Where is that H? I've been looking around for it. Okay, now we can start working up there. H, H, H. Game's really about trying to split your focus while trying to complete these tasks. so busy looking for that H, I'm not paying attention to the fact that things are getting done. Okay, that's done. Okay. That's done. We'll go super speed, just to make sure we get as many resources as we can. Alright, so the objective is actually done, but we still haven't found the H. Where are you? Oh. Ah, nuts. Okay, so we got the achievement here. But I didn't get the puzzle piece, unfortunately. So I will have to come back and take a look at that later on. Okay. Let's see, anything else here? And then every 10 levels there's a little bonus. You guys have a little mini game to go through. Alright. So we can stop time. So again, gameplay is pretty simple. It's not going to get any more complicated than this. It'll just demand more of you and figure out the correct way to approach each level. So I want to go over here. And when you have these little enemies on the board, you need to go to some of the shrines and specific stuff. Oh, there's the puzzle key. In order to complete it. So we need to head up there before we need to go here. Again, I'm just trying to get as many of the resources as I humanly can while these upgrades are going on. Okay, the medium workshop is done, so I might as well upgrade that. I need to build this Pegasus nest in order to basically scare away these harpies. I should probably upgrade my home soon too. I need a little bit more food. Alright. Is this almost ready? Alright. That's being upgraded. So now enough resources I can send a Pegasus out. That will get rid of the harpy so that I can keep doing my little questing. So it makes sense to explore over here. I can stop the clock here. Those will let time. This will give me more time in the level. Alright, so we're almost here. So my mistake is I probably shouldn't have upgraded to the home. It doesn't look like I really need it just yet. Okay, start cutting these things down. Need a whole lot of supplies and gold in order to use that obelisk. Okay, we can stop time again. Now here's a good point when to use the boon here. I won't use it once I have it activated so I can get all this gold for extra resources. This is where a bit of the strategy comes into play. Okay, wait for it. Now, time to send these people out. And we want all this lovely gold. Now the Pegs is going to frighten him off. We'll go super speed, see if we can get this back in time. Alright, so time is up. Now we just need to get down to the remainder. Okay, we're still going super fast. That's good. And again, once we clear this rock slide, we'll do it again with all this food. We need to finish this up first. I know this is probably not the most exciting game for you to watch, especially if you're returning visits to my channel. But there is a method to my madness, which we will be talking about after this level. Alright, moving right along. So in the perfect way of playing this game, you have no downtime. You don't have to wait for resources, everything is there for you. But getting yourself to that point can be a little tricky because you need to understand the exact timing around everything and when to use your resources. Okay. Scare him off. Alright, so we're almost done here. Alright, got enough of that. And this one should give us enough, or no? I think we'll need one more. Yeah. But we would have timed it a little bit better. I think we could have finished it a few seconds earlier. Now what? It's a lot of food. There we go. Speed him up. And the mission's done. Oop, sorry about that. The puzzle piece cannot get above 6,000. I don't know why. Okay, but that is, I think, enough of playing the game for this video. I want to get into the actual lesson on achievement design and what the 12 Labors of Hercules and the sequel do so well. And it's time for a little quiz. Can you see what I am talking about on this map? I'll give you a few seconds, see if you can guess. In fact, while you're trying, hopefully solving this, I'm going to lower the sound a little bit more because I want you guys to make sure you can hear me and everything all right. All right, so this screen should give you the clue of what I'm talking about. Can you figure it out? I should have some like Monopoly music playing. Alright, hopefully that should be enough time. If you haven't figured out yet, what the 12 Labors of Hercules and the sequel do so well for achievements is that it uses what I like to call a trophy screen design. And what that is essentially the game has a visual representation of all the achievements you've learned in the game. I'm sorry, all the achievements you've earned during the game. Now, this is different from a game like The Binding of Isaac, where the achievements are tied to unlocks and progression. The trophy screen essentially is a way of the game showing you your extra progress at the title. Now, if you haven't noticed it on the screen yet, there's a bunch of little doodads and things on the map. We have a drum, a berry, there's even a... Let's see, we have a Medusa right here. All these little icons are the example of the trophy. These are little widgets, doodads, MacGuffins, whatever the hell you want to call them, that represent your achievements. And What this is, it's basically a way of showing the player how far they progress in the game while giving them little things to shoot for. Because you can see right here, here's another achievement, Superior. We can look over here. And so this serves two purposes. One, it puts the achievements in front of the player's eyes so they can both feel rewarded by the fact that they have them, and it motivates them to play more of the game to unlock these achievements. Because look, you can unlock all these little things on there, and it's just a way of providing the player with more of an incentive to go after the achievements. And it works a lot better than having a Steam list of achievements where it's just one list that you can't see anywhere else. Here, you can see all the achievements I've earned as clear as day. And they may have a little animation, they may do a little something special. It doesn't really matter. As long as it's being visually represented in game, it counts as a trophy. The only other game that I've played that has really done this would be The Logical Journey of the Zumbinis back in, oh god, I think that was 94, 96. Either way, I'm too damn old. And another thing to keep in mind is that games that make use of achievements to unlock new items or rewards, like I said with the Binding of Isaac, or even Payday 2 or Team Fortress 2, are not real examples of a trophy screen, because you can only see those items when you're actively using them. When you're not, they're gone from the rest of the world. For instance, in Payday 2, when I unlocked the knockout mask for killing a bulldozer with the boxing gloves, I wear that damn mask every time I play because that was a son of a bitch to achieve. It took me a few months just to get the right conditions. Speaking of Payday 2, there's another reason why I brought it up. This is something that this kind of trophy screen design is something that I've been dying for them to include in the game. So much so that when I actually interviewed David Goldfarb, who was the game director on Payday 2 when it first came out, I even told him this idea after our little interview. And this is probably the one thing that I've been waiting for them to hopefully do someday with their safe house customization. Basically, every achievement could be like a little visual trophy or some kind of item that you can move around and alter in the safe house. Just something to provide a connection from the game to the achievement to the player. And if anyone knows anyone at Overkill Software, please let them watch this video or tell them this idea, because I really want that in that game. It's so much so that I would pay for it, even though I don't want to really pay for it, but it is something that I would love to see, because it gives you that attraction of the achievement just by basically having it in your collection. And like most people, I can get crazy with collecting. You can look at my Amiibo collection that I have around here as proof of that. But there's an attraction to complete these sets and complete these collections that can really motivate someone to keep playing a game. How many of us have gone after achievements to fill up our... raise your hand. That's a lot of you are going to be doing that now. And the game actually does two different types of trophies. Besides these achievements, you may notice these marbles. Here's one right here. As I said, the game tracks how long it takes you to complete a level. If you complete an entire series of levels, or 10 levels under the gold time, you unlock this little marble. Again, this serves no in-game purpose. It gives me no advantage or superpower, whatever. It's just a little something on the map to represent that, hey, I did something badass by beating all these times. And in the first game, that really is an achievement, because the times are a lot stricter in that one. Now, another game that has actually made use of this recently that I've been thinking about is Dungeon of the Endless, which instead of having a trophy screen, they basically have a scrapbook that fills up with every enemy you killed, every hero you unlocked, etc. And that's another good example of it, but I prefer this type of representation that tells you what the trophies are. You don't see what they are, like what their actual visual representation is, but it tells you what are achievements, what are not. Because this is the way you motivate the player. You tell them, hey, see this little mark on the map? Well, if you can beat a developer record, you get whatever this cool item is. Now, even though I've been talking about this and how much I love this type of trophy screen achievement design, it's not used that much with most game development. And there's a few reasons why. One is that a lot of developers simply don't really care about achievements. You see this a lot in AAA games where they just pump it full of basic achievements, get to level 5, beat a boss, beat the game on normal difficulty, etc. It's basically there to fill a checklist, and they don't think any more about that. The other reason is that anything you add to a game is going to raise the amount of time and money into that development. And to spend time on such a superficial or ancillary system, most developers rather dedicate that to gameplay or content. That's a perfectly fair reason. But this type of reward, I think, can do a lot to elevate achievements and elevate some of the key play in your game. I've been playing both the 12 Labors of Hercules 1 and 2, and I mean, like I said, these are very simple games. This is nowhere near as complicated as a game like Prison Architect or Europa Universalis. But the game has that very simple hook in this trophy screen that can motivate someone to keep playing. Also, another thing I do have to compliment the developers on is that this is another great example of a game built around a single mechanic or design. I did a recent spotlight with Luna's Wandering Stars developer Serenity Forge, and that's another great example. It's one mechanic, polished well, and that the game just works on. Now, the difference between this and Luna is that with Luna, they actually extrapolate that out into different mechanics and situations, while the 12 Labors of Hercules just keeps it to this one mechanic. And they do it because this game is actually not that long. If you look at the map, let me come over here, there's really only 40 levels, and it's 40 levels built around a simple mechanic. Now, there are hidden levels in this version compared to the first game, but this is not a 40-hour game right here. But it does a good job, like I said, of keeping you motivated. And as another aside, I'm also a real sucker for games with very expressive or interesting map screens. Because again, it shows the player progression. Gives them a good idea of where they are, where they've been, and what's coming up next. And that's another element that has really fallen by the wayside since the classic days. But you can see a few more of my achievements on the map here. We got a sheep, we got this little guy popping out. So again, these little elements on the screen, they're not complicated things. I don't think they spent, days and weeks trying to make a little sheep icon right here. But this is just a way of motivating the player to go after these achievements. Now, the other thing, of course, is if you're going to do a trophy screen, you also need to think about your achievements more. It wouldn't be as gratifying if you just had very simple achievements like, hey, beat level 1. But this is something that I want to see a lot more games do, especially those built around sandbox design, or games that want you to keep playing them over and over again. Because having that ever-growing list of trophies and rewards, I think, is a really powerful motivator. And it's one, like I said, that we really don't see enough developers do, in my opinion. Now, let me see. There's anything else that I want to talk about for this. In fact, I think I'm just going to play one more. Well, actually, just so we can get back to the spotlight after that brief, or not so brief, interlude, I'm going to show off one of the minigame levels for you. While I'm doing this, for those of you who are watching this live, if you have any questions regarding achievement design, what I think works, what I think doesn't, or anything like that, feel free to post it in chat. And for those of you watching this recorded on YouTube, if you have any questions about achievements, definitely leave a comment and I will try to answer them for you. So we're going to load up one of the special levels here. So this is the quote-unquote boss level. You basically have one main objective, and then as you play, little things are going to pop up that you have to click away or do something with. Again, this was a game, I think this was on a mobile game first, so the controls are built around tapping things. So it's not the most complicated game, but great games don't have to be super complicated. As long as you have a well-executed mechanic and the polish, you can really make a great game out of anything. You can click these little birds. That's actually another achievement. Click all these little birds and turn them into turkeys that fall to their death, apparently. But yeah, just another simple minigame. Basically a little palate cleanser after the 10 or 9 previous levels of the time management design. Alright. So the bar at the top is basically a boss, and it counts down whenever I do something productive in the level. Well, I got 7,430, so I got a little higher than normal. But yeah, so you can see there's achievements for doing everything here. I just wish I knew how to actually get those high scores. Let's see. So someone... Okay, so it looks like someone spent 8 minutes in the level. I guess it's just about clicking all the birds and all that stuff. Let's see, is that the high score? No, 1072. But yeah, I have no idea. I think that's the only real rub, is that these developer records seem very exploity or min-maxy. I don't see how you can actually beat them. Let's see, here's a little puzzle you unlock. Just like a simple connect all the pieces together, which unlocked a hidden level up here. Here's another hidden level. Let's see, anything interesting in this level? Alright. So again, the gameplay, like I said, it doesn't change. It's just built around this straight up basic mechanic. But I don't think we're going to play that anymore, because again, this wasn't meant to be a long video. I just really wanted to use this game to talk about the achievement design. So just to recap, we have visual achievements built into the game to represent them, so the player can see them while playing, as opposed to just having it straight up on a Steam list. And I think that does a lot more to motivate the player to go after them when they get something that they can see and that will be there to remind the player of their achievement while they're playing. Now, you can take this as far as you want. This game just has simple little characters here. You could have like special costumes or stuff like that can show up, but I think the best use is having like a screen or some visible collection. As again, when you leave it to items like in Payday or Team Fortress, it only represents a trophy when you're actually using the item. When you're not, you have no idea what it is, basically. But I think with that, I'm going to wrap things up. Because I could sit here and play through the remaining 20 or so levels, but I'm sure you guys don't want to watch that. Let's see, we'll just do a little check here. Lots of leaderboard stuff. Load up the actual Steam achievement page, which I don't think you can see right now, obviously. But I think that's going to do it for this video. So again, if you have any questions regarding achievement design that you would like me to answer, feel free to leave a comment below if you're watching this on YouTube. Anyone watching this live on Twitch, if you have anything, speak now or forever hold your peace. And I am going to end things here. So again, for those of you watching this live or recorded, thanks so much for tuning in. If you've been enjoying this on the Game Wisdom YouTube channel and you like to see more, please like and subscribe to the channel. That will help me out a lot. And for everybody, make sure to check out game-wisdom.com for posts and podcasts relating to game design and the industry, as well as our ongoing Patreon campaign to secure some much-needed monthly funding to keep all this going. You can find me on Patreon under Josh Beister or Game Wisdom, and any donation would be greatly appreciated. Finally, for the YouTube crowd, if you'd like to watch more of these videos live, comment or ask questions like I was just asking for a few minutes ago, you can find me on Twitch under GW Beister, and I tend to stream live around 10 Eastern most nights. I will probably do more of these examination/game lesson videos in the future, because it's great to be able to talk about these ideas and mechanics while having the perfect game on screen to be the example. But for now, I will be ending things here. So again, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you all next time. Take care, everybody.